Good afternoon. My name is Scott Montgomery, and today I'll be speaking about burnout in young adults. There are three main points that I'll be making during this speech. They are: why are young adults burning out, the signs and the effects, and what can be done. A couple of the different reasons as to why young adults may be burning out include school, jobs, finances, and social media pressures. With schools, I personally am a full-time student as well as working full-time on McConnell Air Force Base in the Air National Guard. Both of these together have been a large stressor of my life, of trying to find that balance of doing enough in school to where I can pass all of my classes, as well as doing enough at work to make sure that I'm being sufficient at the job that I do. I think that it has been a large stressor in my life, and I have come very close to burning out just on trying to find that balance. I have recently managed to change my schedule enough to where it's beneficial. However, not everybody has that same choice. I am wanting to work full time, so I'm not having a burden of debt again, but not everybody has that choice. A lot of young adults have to take on college debt or debt to even live in our society, especially with the unstable economy that we live in. Finances are a huge stressor among the younger generation, especially with how expensive cost of living is, depending on what area you're in. Wichita has a lower cost of living, and even some students still worry about how they're going to make it through the month. Social media pressures are an ever-growing issue in my generation. Everything is about keeping up with the Joneses or having something as nice as the person next to you. That is definitely something that can lead somebody to either work harder or to stress over something that is not necessarily an issue, and ultimately is leading to burnout. A couple of the different signs and effects of burnout include exhaustion, poor sleep, anxiety, reduced motivation, as well as the World Health Organization defined burnout as a syndrome caused by stress that has not been successfully managed. I myself struggled with these symptoms of burnout before I even knew that it was happening. I had a lack of motivation to go work out, to do my homework, to talk to people, to keep up relationships, and I was never really sleeping. I think at a point in time there was a couple months where I was getting 3 hours of sleep a night, and I never really noticed until somebody pointed it out to me. I have always been anxious about, am I going to pass my class? Am I going to do well at work? And it was only pointed out to me by a friend that I had the symptoms of burnout. These affect young adults almost every day. We see more people diagnosed with anxiety or depression or having exhaustion of just not wanting to keep up with their relationships. And it's been an ever-growing thing. 68% of Gen Zs and millennials reported feeling burnt out on a frequent basis, according to the American Institute of Stress. 76.4% of college students reported having moderate to high levels of stress within the past 30 days, done by a survey by the American College Health Association in the spring of 2024. These are ever-growing statistics. These are 2-year-old statistics, and I can only imagine what they would be currently. The last point is what can be done? What can change this? I had to put boundaries on the things that I was doing. I only speak of the things that I did because I was suffering for this personally. But I had to put boundaries on the things that I was doing. I had to force myself to turn off screens and avoid social media, at least for a little bit. And it especially helped my sleep. I forced myself to exercise or to do different things, to get out or to just go work out with a friend or have somebody hold me accountable to where it's not just me. I say I force myself, and a lot of people don't have that same ability. That's why I had a friend that would keep me accountable. And one of the last things is seeking support from friends and family. They are there to help you. You can even go to counseling. You could reach out to somebody, but don't let it ever affect you. This is something that could lead to depression that in your 20s and 30s you may not recover from. And this is why I think that burnout is such a prevalent thing that needs to be addressed in young adults. Thank you.